Come visit Playa del Carmen, Mexico with Bob Schatz Travel. A fun Caribbean city with a great vibe. Enjoy soft white sand beaches and blue water. And Fifth Avenue, the pedestrian-only street that's the heartbeat of Playa del Carmen. A wide variety of good restaurants and cool settings. And plenty of ways to be entertained. It's time for a trip to Playa del Carmen. We flew into Cancun and took the 45-minute car ride to Playa using a car service that was added on to our condo booking for a little over $50. We stayed at Baha'i Condos on the north end of town. There are a ton of condos available in Playa del Carmen. Check Airbnb or Booking.com. We've been coming to Playa for 25 years and like to stay on the north end of town in the Cocoa Beach area around 38th, also known as Zazoha. Baha'i Condos are on 42nd Street between the main street of Fifth Avenue and the beach. We headed over to Muy Salsa on Fifth Avenue for some tacos and to meet our son for lunch. He lives in Playa during the summer because it's one of the best places to cave dive in the nearby cenotes. Cenotes, limestone sinkholes filled with water, are common in the Yucatan and are connected by a vast network of caves. You can visit one and enjoy a swim as well. There are plenty nearby. A great option for a day trip. After lunch, we headed down Fifth Avenue to the south end of town to Park Fundadores between 1st and 2nd Street. It was cool to catch a dose of regional culture. It's a Mayan Dance of the Flyers ceremony, or Valadores. The 4 dancers represent earth, air, fire, and water. There's also some nighttime performances. The Puerto Maya statue has become a symbol of Playa del Carmen. So I grabbed a picture of my wife and son in front of the iconic statue. Our daughter arrived in town from Dallas, and we headed out to dinner. To El Doctorcito on 26th Street, a seafood restaurant known for its excellent ceviche. I got the fish and shrimp ceviche, very good with large portions. The next morning we met our daughter for breakfast on beautiful 38th Street at a French breakfast place, La Brioche. A consistently good spot with a nice atmosphere, serving crepes and pastries as well as fresh fruit. After breakfast, we headed from 38th back to the Baha'i Condos and our rooftop pool, where we were staying and our son was living, ready to catch some Mexican sunshine and chill out with our daughter. While our son was working remotely, we visited during low seasons, so condos were a really great deal. We paid $60 a night for a studio. If you want to step up to beachfront, it could still be pretty reasonable. A 2-bedroom at the Elements goes for $200 to $300 a night, which includes a private beach club. Plan on paying up to 50% more during peak season in the winter. In the mood for some tacos, we headed to El Fogon on 30th Avenue for dinner, regarded as one of Playa's best taco spots, with several locations. We had some of the renowned Al Pastor tacos, a consistently good meal, and headed back to the north side of Fifth Avenue. Headed to San Lucho on 5th and 42nd. A good spot for live music, a little extra fun and games, with a competitive round of Jenga. We'll share some more live music spots in a minute. Fire dancer added a little extra entertainment. Tipped the street performers that they provided some interest. Breakfast in the morning was at Quay Huevos on 48th and 5th, a well-regarded breakfast spot with plenty of egg options, as the name would suggest, as well as pastry and juices. Let's head to the beach down 40th, past Encanto Beach Club. Sargassum seaweed can cover the beaches during the summer. We arrived in mid-September, and the sargassum was significantly diminished. I followed a guy who has a YouTube channel that flies his drone above this beach every day, so it was a good way to keep up and see where the clean spots were. I'll link his YouTube in the comments. You can rent a chair and umbrellas from this guy on the beach. The light brown in the water was the remnants of some sargassum, although the water is generally pretty clear, and much better than it can be with the sargassum in the summer. The beaches are public in Mexico, up to the high tide line, so you can set up shop where you want. We were hanging out in front of Mahikel Resort, a unique all-inclusive resort filled with bungalows and palm trees. Much different than the wall-to-wall condos and tightly packed resorts in most of Playa del Carmen. We set up shop under the palm trees to get a little bit of shade, to enjoy the blue skies and the warm blue Caribbean water. The water is pretty clear as well. I took the drone up to get a look from above. The beaches in this area are some of the best in Playa del Carmen. There tends to be more sargassum as you head south, although that can change on a daily basis. My favorite beach clubs are on the south side, including Lido and Zenzi, right next door to each other, which are classics, and Fusion, which is temporarily closed, and Inti, which is a little more high-end. Don't forget to check out the beach clubs as a place to hang out at night, as an alternative to Fifth Avenue. Rooftop pools can be a good option to beach clubs. You can get a day pass at Reef 28. North of the pier, there are several large resorts, including the Hilton, which is right on the beach, and its newer and bigger neighbor, the Grand Hyatt. Coralina Daylight Club is the Hyatt's beach club, but it's never impressed me. Mamitas is king of the beach clubs, a good spot on a great beach, if a bit overpriced. North of 38, there are a number of other beach clubs, including Encanto, one of our favorites, and Martina, a lively high-end spot. Mandarino is beautiful, but had bad service. Fergata is newly opened, and it's run by the Reef Coco Beach, the all-inclusive resort next door. Beach clubs are a good option if you want food, drinks, and shade. It's also fine just to hang out on the beach. Let's head to dinner and explore the famous Fifth Avenue, which is filled with restaurants, bars, and shops of all kinds, with local street vendors and international shops. It takes about 20 minutes to walk down one end of Fifth Avenue to the other. The Instagram-friendly love signs sits outside a large mall with modern stores on 16th.
Yeah, it's pretty quick.
It's after your dog.
This high-end local textile place made quite an impression. 12th Street is where you find most of the dance clubs, including Coco Bongo, with multiple spots with loud music pumping and plenty to entertain you. Clandestino Rooftop on 10th is a good spot for dancing, and Fa near 8th Street is our favorite live music club. A fun spot with multiple bands per night, and also a great happy hour. After a bit of a walk, we arrived at Osteria di Roma, some of the best Italian in the city, and worth the walk on 6th between 25th and 20th. The prosciutto appetizers and the pasta main courses were on point. Back on 5th Avenue after dinner at 14th Street, we walk by the spot where you can pet lion and tiger cubs, if you find that ethical. It was Mexican Independence Day, and people were ready for a party, with all sorts of fun and games. Take a spin on the mechanical bull and try to hold on. In need of some refreshments, the next morning we headed over to Avenue CTM, the equivalent of 46th Street. At 10th Avenue, there's a bunch of fruit stands for fruits, smoothies, or fresh juices. I always grab a 1-liter orange juice for about $3 from that cooler on the right. We headed next door for lunch at one of our favorite spots, Cielito Lindo. Fantastic carnitas at a great price. You feel like you're having lunch in your aunt's kitchen. After lunch, we were ready for some more beach time. It was less crowded as it was a weekday, and the locals come out mostly on a weekend. Sargassum was even clearer. We set up shop on the same stretch of beach. a hard spot to beat. You can also do an all-inclusive day pass at Mahikel for a reasonable price. The sand is soft and it doesn't get too hot, which is an extra bonus. The reef and the sandy spots in between form a pattern on the shoreline. After a great day on the beach, we returned to the condo. After cleaning up in the room, it was time to head to 38th Street, the tree-covered thoroughfare known as the prettiest street in Playa del Carmen, filled with charming restaurants. With Milos for Greek food, and Roca's Jamaican, a relatively new addition. Sanchez has great tacos and is a good spot to chill out with a beer. Monte 38th high-end Mexican in a romantic setting. The Perla Pixan regional cuisine with mezcal-themed cocktails. And Piola for decent Italian food in a cool setting. There are plenty of other restaurant options, including Thai, burgers, steak, and even a microbrewery. 38th Street is one of the reasons we always stay in this part of town. Let's visit one of our favorite longtime spots, La Cueva de Changa, or Cave of the Monkeys. A great option for breakfast or dinner. There's our family out in front in 2008 and 2025. I guess the kids have grown a bit. A small cenote adds to the charm of 38th. We headed down 38th to the beach for a family picture and dinner at Four Elements Bistro with fusion cuisine in a cool setting. We had a fun time and enjoyed the food and atmosphere. One of our better meals in Playa and a good spot for a family pic. This might even be our Christmas card. After dinner, we soaked up the atmosphere of 38th Street at night. A little incense adds to the vibe. We grabbed some marquesitas for dessert, one of my son's favorites. A sweet and savory treat. After dinner with the fam, my son and I went out for some live music. We headed to Bloody Mary on 5th Avenue to see the Crossover Band. Check the link in the description for more music venues. Lots of live music with no covers, one of the things that makes Playa so fun. Check out the Facebook group, Who's Playing in Playa, for a list of venues and who's playing at what time. You can check out their YouTube videos if you want to figure out which band you like, or just walk by and listen. Some of our favorite spots are Fa, Bloody Mary, and Cayman. Some bands we like include the Harrys, Phoenix, the Crossover Band, and Polly Rockets. Pretty much anyone who's playing at Fa. Click that Bob Shot button on the left and join us for more of our travels around the world. Thanks for subscribing.